Hello Libra, my name's Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with 40 years experience in the business and over 30,000 clients worldwide. I've written 2 books on astrology, meditation and reincarnation. The first one is What Really Matters, and that's the basics of the metaphysics. And the second one is Coming Home, An Eternal Journey. And that one goes into things a bit deeper on quantum physics and the holographic nature of reality and cosmic science and so forth. Now, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this video on your cycles for November and December 2014. Now, I've got over 4,000 subscribers to my videos. I've released over 140 videos now with YouTube in the last 18 months, and I intend to put out a lot more, so do make sure that you subscribe and join those 4,000 subscribers there. And we're going to have some fun together here today, Libra, to help you to understand a bit more about yourself. And I'm going to look at your cycles for November and December 2014 with the movements of the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars through the houses of your horoscope. And then I'll also look at Jupiter and Saturn, the slower moving bodies for you. Look, all of us are in pain. There's a lot of pain in the world today, Libra, and all of us are having problems with this level of pain that we're experiencing through the Ebola crisis and the terrorism crisis. There's so much pain in the world, and we do tend to take it into ourselves even though it may not impact upon us directly. And so this is what is going on in the world at the moment, is a tremendous transformation of the consciousness of humanity. Pain is looked upon as a science from the point of view of a spiritual perspective, because it's our choice of a way to grow. If we don't want to grow through the joy, the wonder and the magnificence of the gifts that God and Goddess have given us, Libra, then by default we choose to grow by pain. And that is going to have a terrific impact upon the consciousness of humanity as we grow and reach and stretch through this pain that we're experiencing in the world collectively as the human family. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you a few things about yourself, Libra, and then I'll look at the cycles for you over the next couple of months and tell you what's coming up. So you just sit back and relax now, Libra, and we'll have some fun together, eh? You are a very loving person. You love relationships. You're an air sign, so you're very communicative. And you're ruled by Venus, so you're an attractive person. And you really love music very much. You love the social side of life. You love people. You love getting out among the general public and to public festivities and so on and so forth. Now, there's some degree of mystery surrounding your sense of security. You tend to find your sense of security, Libra, through sexual pleasure and enjoyment, and also joint finances that you share with any partner in your life or spouse in your life. Feeling a sense of security in life, feeling safe, is very, very important to you. And that's where you get your level of security from, is from balancing the budget and enjoying sexual expression and sexual pleasure. Also by making changes inside of yourself, by feeling that you are continuing to grow and reach and stretch and become more of who you really are. That gives you a sense of security as well. Now, you're very frank, straightforward and to the point. You call a spade a spade. You love driving around among the mountains and the beauties of nature, the trees and so forth. And so you like to have an outlook there from home of trees and things like that. Now you drive a motor vehicle which is manufactured overseas or distantly from the place of your birth, and you have relatives who live distantly from you. Also, you'll find quite often that the neighbours in your area are born overseas, so a lot of them are born overseas, but you will have relatives who live distantly from you at some time in life, and you'll have neighbours who perhaps are born overseas. Now, there's some unhappiness in your childhood home. There's the breakup of your family, or some unhappiness, particularly through your parents, and there's a sense of restriction and limitation upon you in some way to do with your upbringing in your childhood home. A sense of unhappiness there to do with family and the domestic side of life. Quite often there's delays with regard to changes of residence, and you can have some difficulties with the domestic and family side of life from time to time. So there's a bit of depression there that can creep in after the age of 42 with regard to the changes that are happening in your life at that time. Now, you seem to go in for unusual hobbies and interests, Libra. Anything that's unusual is appealing to you. You're a bit kinky when it comes to the sexual side of life, and you have unusual circumstances to do with children too. Your children have unusual artistic and creative interests. They will be, any children in your life will be computer buffs, and you tend to go in for unusual forms of music and entertainment and things of a futuristic nature really appeal to you in terms of your social side of life and your recreational activities. You form relationships, Libra, under unusual circumstances. Many times it's 1,000,000 to 1 chance that you met that person, you say to yourself. So you'll form relationships under unusual circumstances, and you will form relationships with those who are of a different nationality too, somewhere along the line. Now, you seem to have a lot of secret worries connected with the job. There appears to be things that are confided in you among the people that you work with that are regarded as secrets. They share their problems with you about their drug addictions and their secret activities and things like that. So there's a lot of secrets that are shared with you in the work environment with co-workers and so forth. You do have a lot of secret worries in life connected with the job. You can find that you have co-workers who are become your enemies in lots of ways, and so you feel uncomfortable there in the work environment from time to time. And you have a lot of secret worries about your security to do with job matters. Quite often you go out and have a drink with workmates and so forth, or have a smoke together of dope or something like that. Now, you seem to jump into a few hasty relationships based on impulse and physical attraction, and you can get your fingers burned in some early relationships, particularly in your life, until you learn wisdom with regard to the choice of partners. You'll find that your spouse or partner will wear a uniform in their job at some time along the way, or a dust coat or overalls. Now, you seem to have a lot of secret worries connected with the financial side of life to do with joint finances. There can be a few insecurities there. And you have a lot of changing interests with regard to your philosophical and religious points of view. You seem to have a lot of dealings with the public connected with the job and the career and the business side of things. And you can work from home or take a lot of work home. So there's overtime that's worked in the home quite often. You have friends who are in high positions of responsibility and authority. Among your friends, you enjoy dealing with their children too. So there's a lot of dealing with the children of friends who you love dearly, and there's a lot of social involvements with friends, and quite often you like to be the centre of attention among the group activities that you find yourself involved in. And you have a lot of secret worries connected with the work environment, and you can have quite a few secret worries about your health as well from time to time. Well, that'll just do a bit of fun about your circumstances in life, the type of tests that you've set for yourself in this life, Libra. Now we'll look at the movements of the faster moving bodies, the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars. As they move through the zodiac, they move through the houses of your horoscope, and they focus therefore your attention upon certain events and conditions depending on which house that they're sitting in. And what I'm going to do is tell you where they are, Libra, on the 1st of November, and then I'll tell you on a timeline on a week by week basis when there's a change in any of those bodies moving into a different house of your horoscope, and therefore what sort of impact that has. So it's on a timeline for you, okay? And then I'll look at the slower moving bodies of Jupiter, because Jupiter does make some major changes in this 2-month period. And also Saturn makes some major changes in this 2-month period in your life, Libra. Now on the 1st of November, Libra, the Sun is in the 2nd house of finances, so you're thinking a lot about money and security and matters relating to your sense of safety and security in life, particularly to do with money matters to start the month off. Mercury is in the 1st house of your horoscope, so you're very articulate in your expression to start the month off with. Venus is in the 2nd house of your horoscope, so you're feeling like spending and buying things, and you are loving rich food at this particular time as well, Libra. Mars is in the 4th house of your horoscope, so there's a lot of conflict and tension there to start the month off with, to do with the domestic and family side of life. And there's potential for accidents around the home, tensions through parents should they play a prominent part in your life. Now the first change that we come to, Libra, is on the 9th of November when Mercury moves into the 2nd house of your horoscope, and that commences a period of 2 or 3 weeks of a focus upon your security and matters relating to finances. Now on the 17th of November, Venus moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope. That begins a 2 or 3 week period of a love of music and a lot of social activities with relatives and with neighbours during that time. You'll enjoy listening to music in the car with Venus in the 3rd house of your horoscope, and it is a good time to strike up social activities with relatives and neighbours, and also it's a good time to enter into contracts or agreements. Now the 23rd of November, the Sun moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope, Libra, and that starts a 30-day period of focus upon relatives, neighbours, contracts, agreements and things to do with motor vehicles, and also a tremendous stimulation of your mind. So you should have much more of a sunny disposition with the Sun in the 3rd house of your horoscope. Now on the 28th of November, Libra, Mercury also moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope, making you much more articulate in putting your point across to those in your close environment. On the 5th of December, Mars moves into the 5th house of your horoscope, Libra. And with Mars in the 5th house of your horoscope there for 2 or 3 weeks, there's a lot of stress and tension to do with romance, love, the social side of life, matters relating to children. There can be impulsiveness in love matters and romance. There's a heightening of your sex drive. There's accidents involving children, tension and stresses through children, arguments and conflicts with children, arguments and conflicts whilst out on social functions. So just try and keep things cool. Now on the 11th of December, Libra, Venus moves into the 4th house of your horoscope, commencing a 2 or 3 week cycle of a lot more social activities around the home and to do with the family and the domestic side of life. There's a great deal more love for parents, should they play a prominent part in your life. And there's very good stars for you for having music and harmony around the home. Now on the 17th of December, Mercury moves into the 4th house of your horoscope, so you'll have a strong urge over the following couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, to curl up with a good book and to do a lot of study, research and investigation around the home. And the last one we come to, Libra, is on the 22nd of December, with the Sun moving into the 4th house of your horoscope. With the Sun in the 4th house of your horoscope for 30 days, there's a focus upon domestic and family matters, more dealings with parents on the social side of life if they play a prominent part in your life. And with the Sun in the 4th house of your horoscope, something's going to come to a conclusion that's been drawn out for a while in that 4 weeks. Now then we have Jupiter in the 1st of November is in the 11th house of your horoscope. Now Jupiter takes 12 months, Libra, to transit through a particular house of our horoscope. And Jupiter is there in the 11th house of your horoscope to start the month off with. And it's been there probably for a good 2 or 3 months at least. So that means that there's been a lot more social involvements with friends. A friend of yours has perhaps travelled overseas or interstate in the last 2 or 3 months. And with Jupiter being in the 11th house of your horoscope, there's been a lot more involvements with other people's children and a lot more joy and love expressed through other people's children, perhaps through your children, through group activities involving your children. And then on the 9th of December, Libra, Jupiter turns retrograde. Now, planets don't actually go backwards, Libra, but they have an apparent backward motion when the Earth moves around the Sun a little bit faster than Jupiter, for example. It gives the appearance, according to the background space, that Jupiter is actually going backwards because we're moving forward faster. And that's what's called retrograde. Now, when Jupiter is retrograde, it impacts negatively upon 2 other houses of your horoscope that are ruled by Jupiter. And they are the 3rd house of your horoscope and the 6th house of your horoscope. So the 3rd house of your horoscope is your mind, your communications, matters relating to relatives, neighbours, motor vehicles. So there's going to be a lot of secret worries in the ensuing 2 or 3 months from this time, because Jupiter will be retrograde for 2 or 3 months. It means that there's secret worries to do with relatives, secret worries to do with neighbours, secret worries to do with motor vehicles, secret worries to do with contracts and agreements. So there's going to be some form of insecurities there and bad judgment potentially to do with contracts and agreements, things to do with motor vehicles and communications with relatives and neighbours. So just be careful that you can be your own worst enemy when Jupiter is retrograde to do with these areas of your life. And the 6th house of your horoscope, Jupiter is going to impact negatively upon your health, upon your security in the job, and you'll have secret worries to do with co-workers, secret worries to do with domestic pets if they're in your life, and matters relating to security in the job environment and so forth. So there's a few insecurities there for you over this following couple of months, Libra. Now I'm going to look at the movement of Saturn for you. And Saturn on the 1st of November is in the 2nd house of your horoscope. Saturn in the 2nd house of your horoscope has been there for the last couple of years. So you've had a very tough time financially over the last couple of years. You've had throat and neck trouble. You've had a sense of insecurity in your life. Generally speaking, you haven't felt safe over the last couple of years. primarily probably because finances have been a bit tight and there's been unhappiness there to do with your sense of security in life. But Saturn now makes a major change in your life. It moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope on the 24th of December, the day before Christmas. And then it remains there for the next 2.5 years. With Saturn in the 3rd house of your horoscope, it's a time when you've got to really be wise and use time, energy and money wisely with regard to your day-to-day planning. Otherwise it can lead to difficulties through contracts and agreements, difficulties to do with motor vehicles, and problems mentally leading to depression over the next couple of years. So this is a major change in your life, Libra, that commences on the 24th of December. So just be aware of the fact that it's not a good time for buying and selling things. It's not a good time for changing motor vehicles, and you will have depression and a sense of worry, fear and problems there in your life connected with relatives and with neighbours perhaps. So just be aware of that, and to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So that completes my task for you, Libra, as far as your personal initiatives are concerned and your personal movements of these planets. But just stick around now, because there's a lot of things that I want to discuss with you now that have impact upon you directly, Libra. So look, what I'm saying to you now that I've gone through that for you is I just want to wrap up here by saying to you, you are on the crest of the wave of evolution. You are reaching and stretching to become more of who you really are. You've brought yourself to my website for the particular reason, and to this video for the particular reason that you seek meaning in your life. You're seeking, where am I heading? What am I all about? Who am I? What life is all about? Where am I going? So it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. Now subscribe to my videos, because I'm putting out new videos all the time. The videos from 100 to 140 are quite advanced videos, but you'll be able to relate to them because you're on the crest of the wave of evolution. So it's nice to have this opportunity to talk with you. So subscribe to my videos, go to my website, submit your birth details through the Your Horoscope page of my website. Again, the website address is always given in the description of each of my videos, so you can locate that no problem. And let's have some fun together, and let's help you to become more of the giant that you truly are. So I thank you for your attentiveness here, and I look forward to working further with you as you decide to grow and reach and stretch and become all that you can be and more. Thank you.